Welcome to Analytical Media. We are a consortium, a group of therapists, college professors, and well-published peer-reviewed authors. Today we're going to discuss a court case that has been appealed in Quitman, Texas. It's Bevill, Terry Bevill, versus the city of Quitman. It was filed September 3rd, 2019, stemming from events that occurred in June 2017. Here's the long and short of it. Terry Bevill was a cop, second in charge in Quitman. He was a captain. He filed an affidavit saying that someone would not get a fair trial in that Texas town, in the county. And because of that, he got fired. A short time later, he got fired. And that's the long and the short of it, and we'll go over more of it now. But pretty much that's it. Let's see what happened. Terry Bevill's affidavit qualified as protected speech as per Garcetti versus Chabalis 547 U.S. 410, 2006, if you want to look it up. He said this as a private citizen, filed the affidavit as a private citizen, not as part of his police duties. This was the largest First Amendment retaliation verdict in Texas. Under the First Amendment, Terry Bevill should have a right to say what he wants to say. As a cop, not so much. But he filed this as a personal issue and not as part of his official duties as a police officer. In this, he exposes, quote, diabolical small-town power abuses. He reinforces whistleblower protections in rural justice systems. Judge Amos Mizant's 153-page opinion, which just came out August 11th, 2025, called it a case where, quote, three public officials weaponized the justice system to pursue their personal vendettas against an honest public servant, end quote. That's what the judge said. Bevill had 20 years, a little more, in law enforcement. He was the former Wood County Sheriff's investigator, the Hodge County Jail Administrator, Kilgore Police Academy instructor, as Quitman Police Detective Captain, second in command, oversaw operations in a town of about 1,800 people. He was oath-bound to defend the Constitution. He acted out of a belief that McGee would not receive a fair trial due to official ties, the ties of the officials in that town. This is what occurred to him, for which, by the way, he received a multi-million-dollar judgment, somewhere in the range of 20+ million, though he hasn't received a penny of it yet, because they appealed it, of course. He was fired at age 50. He lost his badge. He lost his health insurance. He lost his guns. He lost his reputation. He was blacklisted from jobs. He had to sell his belongings. His kids paid his utilities. He became suicidal. Mayor David Dobbs found liable for conspiracy with malice. Next was Judge Jeffrey Fletcher. He presided over the McGee trial. He called the affidavit baseless, a pile of crap, and scurrilous insubordination, warranting, quote, termination, issued a sua sponte bench warrant June 26, 2017, without grand jury probable cause hearing. He was found liable for conspiracy with malice. The DA, Jim Wheeler, resigned October 2018 amid ethics probes, delayed Bevill's case 16 months. He met Dobbs June 5th, unusual, one time in tenure, demanding termination, possibly threatening case withholding, viewed affidavit as compromising my job and my family, quote, end quote. Sheriff Tom Caslew awarded affidavit to city officials June 2nd, attended fishing tournament with Secretary Holland June 5th. June 22nd, council speech, quote, more steps need to be taken. Silence will identify. Described lies as close working relationships. Lunches with Fletcher. Also found libel for conspiracy with malice. So that's Dobbs 1, Fletcher 2, Wheeler 3, and Sheriff Tom Caslew 4. And of course there were bunches of witnesses and things. I'm not going to bore you with all that, honestly, but it's all there. You can look it up. Don't forget, this all came from the affidavit filed by Bevill, stating, quote, dangerous combination against defendant instigated by influential persons. Those were the 4 that were found guilty. June 27th, by the way, Bevill was arrested, booked, and released. Mugshots in the newspapers. He had no ability to get another job. No one would hire him. The case against Bevill was sent finally to a grand jury long after he had been fired, and the grand jury did not return a bill against him. No bill, which means he was vindicated. It means there was no evidence he had done anything wrong. So all of this, he was vindicated. September 9th to the 19th, 2024, he had a trial. This was the trial for his charges brought against the county. That was in 2024. It lasted 6.5 days. The jury deliberated 1.5 days. The verdict, all the members mentioned in the suit were guilty, libel, of malice, guilty of malice and libel. Final judgment was entered November 5th, 2024, December 3rd, 2024, and August 11th, 2025. Post-trial motions were denied, fees awarded. August 27th, 2025, $1.2 million were awarded to Bevill's counsel, his attorneys. And September 12th, 2025, the city and Dobbs appeal was filed with the Fifth Circuit number 25-40555. All of this because Bevill thought that the ability of a man arrested, he was a jailer, by the way, that this man could not receive a fair trial in that county with this alignment of 4 officials, the mayor, the judge who would try the case, etc., etc. These people would not give this man a fair trial, that they would railroad him. It wouldn't benefit Bevill in any way. In fact, it cost him his whole career to do this, to stand up for this innocent man. Just to ask for a change of venue. He didn't ask that he be released. He just wanted him to be able to be tried held in an area that wasn't under the control of these 4 men. September 19th, 2024, the verdict, unanimous on retaliation, conspiracy, and malice. Compensation, $18 million for reputation, humiliation, and distress. Punitive damages, $3.35 million. Total, $21.35 million. August 11th, 2025, Mazart denies a new trial. He confirms the jury's verdict, which was supported by substantial evidence, calls the case diabolical. He says, you tear out a man's tongue because you fear what he might say. You tear out a man's tongue because you fear what he might say. And thus, the attack on Bevill, because he filed an affidavit, so they negated any power he had because they were afraid. Symbolically, they tore out his tongue because they were afraid of what he might say. As I've already mentioned, shortly thereafter, 2 weeks later, Bevill's attorney was awarded $1.2 million. Now here's the appeal status as of December 13th, 2025. That's like pretty much right now. An appeal was filed by the city of Quitman, it's Quitman, and Mayor Dobbs. It challenges the verdict's sufficiency, instructions, and damages. Current status right now, it's in the early stages. Notice of appeal has been docketed. A transcript order was issued October 9th, 2025, entered September 24th, 2025. No briefings or oral arguments have been scheduled. No decisions have been issued. There should be a briefing by mid-2026. Potential arguments in court in the fall of 2026. This sounds to us like a case of good old Southern corruption. That's Texas, law and order state, right? Hang 'em high. Well, they did attempt to do that to an individual. They tried to get the jailer, and in the process, they tried to stop Terry Bevill's testimony. In essence, they tried to rip out his tongue. And they're paying for it, $21.4 million. For an appeal to be filed, the judge in the case must file an argument, a brief, as to why everything in the case was good. It was solid. Jury was right. The instructions were right. Everything was good. Well, he did that, perhaps in excess, 153-page filing, which said it's all good. There's no reason to think that Terry, who virtually had his existence, his life in a small town of about 1,600 people, where he was a policeman his whole life, was very well respected. He had his reputation ripped apart, lost his job, and everything he did was right according to the United States of America, according to our Constitution, and according to all of our laws. In fact, it would have been much easier for him to ignore this, not sign the affidavit. But it would have been the wrong thing to do. And as he said repeatedly, he's going to do the right thing every time, no matter what. No matter if it costs him his life, his house, his home, his reputation, he's going to do the right thing. And he should be complimented for that. And $21 million is not going to repay him. But perhaps it will punish the people in that town, in that county, to make sure corruption is cleaned up and goes away. I think it also shows how easily corrupted people can be, especially if they know each other. Easy to get into a crime like this. Political corruption, self-serving verdicts. I'll take care of you, you take care of me. I'm the judge, I am the district attorney, I'm the mayor. Take care of each other. The world is our oyster. And of course, corruption can occur anywhere in Alaska, which is as far north as you could go, Alaska. So when we say that in Texas was good old Southern Texas corruption, it doesn't mean that there is no corruption up north, or that there's any less corruption up north. It just means it sounds like the small town Southern sheriff and all the atrocities we've seen in television programs and movies. But it's real and it does exist. And it's intolerable. We can't tolerate it. Not because it could happen to us, because our position has to be the right position, just as Terry's had to be the right position. He did right no matter what. We have to choose right no matter what. No big deal. In a country where cheating has become more and more acceptable, cheating in school. Lots of students think if you don't cheat, you're not trying. That used to be a crime. It was a disgrace. It was a terrible thing. And that's how the average American thought about corruption. Not acceptable, terrible. Having a word used to mean everything. Keeping your word meant everything. Being a good sport meant everything. And now it's all harsh and mean and attacking and negative. Not acceptable. It shouldn't be anyway. Terry Bevill stood up for someone without regard to anything other than was it the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. He knew it was the right thing to do. He said he would do it again. He would do it again and again because it was the right thing to do. Even knowing how it would destroy his life, he would have to do the right thing. That's commendable. And I think we have to stand up for Terry Bevill because it is simply the right thing to do. This is Analytical Media. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video. Hope everything's gone very well for you and your family. Hope to see you again the next time we post. Join us. Take care.